Hey you guys, happy to have you here. In today's video, I wanted to show you this brand new palette that I just bought. You may have seen it around. I was seeing it on Trend Mood's Instagram and I thought it looked gorgeous. I happened to go to Ulta and it was there on display, so I picked it up. It is the Tarte Aspyn Ovard palette. It's a face palette and eyeshadow palette. This was just recently released, and since I purchased it, I have been using it non-stop. It includes 9 eyeshadows. 5 of the eyeshadows are matte. There is a satin finish eyeshadow, there's 2 shimmer eyeshadows, and a glitter eyeshadow. I am wearing this palette on my face today. This shade and this shade are great shades to set your eyelid with. As far as your transition, you're typically going to use this shade here and this shade, and then you can deepen up the outer corner with this one. Typically you're going to get the same look in the crease no matter what you do. These shades are very similar, and in my opinion they do pull warm. The 2 shades that you can set your eyelid with are very similar as well. And the shade right above is the one that has a satin finish. I like to use this shade as an inner corner and brow bone highlight. I think that's what it works best for. All of these shades are neutral shades, and as I said, I do believe that especially these 2 right here in your crease do pull a little warm on me. That's what those 2 colors look like. And then this deeper shade pulls it a little more neutral, and this is a good shade to deepen up your outer corner with. That's what that looks like. So as you can see, they are very, very similar shades. There's not a lot of contrast in this palette. Now this middle glitter shade, there is a lot of fallout with that. I like to use my fingertip to apply this shade. You still do get a lot of fallout, so you might want to consider doing your eyeshadow before your face products. And that's a nice coppery gold color there. And then you have your 2 shimmer shadows. So all in all, your look is going to be similar, and you do get a lot of fallout. Now as far as the formula, it is a beautiful formula. It does contain the Amazonian clay, so they're extremely blendable. Now the blush and the highlighter are also very beautiful shades, and they have the Amazonian clay, and all of these do contain the vanilla scent that a lot of the Tarte palettes do have. So I'm wearing the blush and the highlighter today. The blush is extremely pigmented, and the highlighter, in the pan it comes across as a champagne shade. On, it doesn't look as champagne in its color tone as it does in the pan. It has almost more of a, like a silvery, like opal type color to it. I think that these eyeshadows are beautiful to work with. Again, they blend very nicely. You are going to get a similar look with what you do. I did go ahead and apply, I used this lightest shade here to set my eye, and then I went in with this in the crease, and then I went a little darker in the crease, and then I deepened out the outer corner with this shade, and then I went and put this shade right up here on the eyelid. I used a dry brush. I do think they apply better with your fingertip, so I'm going to go ahead and just darken it up, see what happens when I use my fingertip to apply this. So as you can see, you do get a little more pigmentation that way. I really enjoy this palette. I think this is a great neutral palette. If you really love neutral colors, I think that this would be a good everyday palette, and it has your blush and highlighter right there, so it's all inclusive. So I don't follow Aspen. She's a beauty guru, so Tarte collabed with her on this palette. So that doesn't play a factor for me on, you know, me purchasing this palette. So really it's a matter of if these colors just really grab you. It is, you know, the great formula that we all know and love from Tarte with the Amazonian clay, and it has the beautiful vanilla fragrance. And again, it retails for $39, pretty average. I really love this palette. I'm glad I purchased it. Packaging is beautiful, and I do recommend you doing your eyeshadow before you do your face. There is a good amount of fallout, especially with that glitter shadow. Blush, super, super pigmented. The highlighter, it does not look like what it looks like in the pan on the face, but it is a beautiful highlighter. These apply smoothly, they blend very nicely together. And one thing I noticed too is I went a little too dark. With this darkest shade here, I applied it in my outer corner and it looked patchy at first. I'm like, oh no. So, you know, I was trying to blend it out and it started to blend better. And then I went in with, you know, these two light shades here to help blend it all out together, and it worked beautifully. So these eyeshadows work very well together. Beautiful neutral palette, although I do feel like these two main crease shades do pull a little warm on my skin tone anyway. So basically it's a matter of if this this palette really calls to you, these colors. You know that these two shades are basically just going to be to set your eyelid, because you're not going to get much of a look from those. And then, you know, these two are very similar crease colors. One's just a little darker, and then this one does neutralize the color, neutralize the look, and deepen up that crease and outer corner just a little bit. And then you have the two shimmer shades that are quite different, and then this glitter shadow here, which is actually pretty similar to this shimmer shade in color. So you don't have a lot of contrast, but it is all-inclusive because it does include a blush and a highlighter. And it is very easy to create a look with this palette without having to think or you know, experiment or try to be creative and figure out a look, because it's basically laid out for you and you're going to get a good look using it without having to really think about it. Mirror is nice. This is as far as it opens. I will swatch the blush and the highlighter for you. That is what those look like, the blush and the highlighter. But that is everything. I wanted to show this palette to you guys to give you a good feel for it and tell you exactly what I think about it, the pros, the cons, so you can decide if it's something that you would want to purchase or not. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!